Hi, this is Zach here with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Monday, the 12th of August. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which looks as though it's primed to break through the 50-day line and head up to 8,400, but the proviso is that we've got to have an end-of-day close above 82.20, and I think, as I said in yesterday's Bulletin Board Heroes, if you're a shorter, then 82.20 would be the area to go short at that resistance line, former support line, now resistance line, and then look for 80.60. But obviously, if we get through 82.20, then the upside is valid. We are tipped slightly on the positive with the RSI at 51 versus neutral 50. So that means that the technical glass is slightly more full than it is empty there. Moving on to the DAX, and here you can see that we've got an attempt to rally. We failed at that resistance line there, well, the old support line there, and now a resistance line there at 17,800. So we need an end-of-day close above that to take us up to maybe filling that gap there at 18,000 plus, and ideally getting back up to the 50-day line, 18,200. That should be something we're magnet on the price action on the downside, hoping that we won't get anything lower than 17,500 and the rising 200-day moving average. Dow is next, and here the picture is that, or was, obviously the same as yesterday, but we are looking for further progress above the 50-day line there at 39,500, and the initial target there, that that former support there, 39,800, that's now resistance, and then through that on an end-of-day close basis, we're back at the highs, but a little bit early to get too excited given the way that the RSI is at 47 and below neutral 50. Next up is Bitcoin, which has been in the wars again, still failing at the 70,000 zone, and obviously now failing at the 50 and 200-day moving averages there at 62,200. We are also back below the uptrend line there from October. That's at 58,700, and there's now the risk of a test of the old July support there, 54,000. RSI failed at neutral 50, and that has been a leading indicator on the downside. It suggests that we could even go down towards the 50,000 area one more time. We're going on to the next market, which is gold, and here you can see that made good progress, quadruple bounce of RSI 50 there, so it will be interesting to see how this pans out. It should mean that we hit the top of that rising trend channel from back in December as high as 2,600 by the end of this month, and don't go anything lower than the 50-day moving average at 2390. Moving on to the stocks, and here Asiamet, and what we've got is a potential falling wedge breakout, the level there 0.8, above that looking for up to 1.06 pence, or probably 1.1 pence, really at the top of that triangle there from June. All we're missing now is maybe an end of day close for the RSI above neutral 50, it's 49, and the stock to get through the 200-day moving average at 0.085 on an end-of-day close basis. But just the first signs there of this stock turning around. On to BT, which I looked at for the first time in a long time, and then the pitch has certainly been queered by the news of stake building there, but the big pattern here was a bull trap island reversal. The small pattern, though, is a bear trap island reversal, and it'll be interesting to see who wins. What we want to see, if you're a bull, or what you would want to see, is an end-of-day close above the 50-day moving average at £1.38 to lead us back to £1.45 and beyond. Otherwise, if we fall below the 50-day line, there's a risk of a move back down towards the £1.30 area. CMRS is next, and here critical mineral, and we've got a picture where the market is trying to rise within a rising trend channel base. We've had many attempts at breaking high, but they all seem to fail around the 1.6 pence level. And best case here is up to 1.8 at the top of the March rising trend channel. But the key here is to be a little bit more consistent than just a one-day rally and then a sell-off afterwards. It would appear there's somebody still trying to get out of that stock. Bit of a brighter look for lithium stocks at the moment. Firering is back as well. Here we've had a bear trap rebound from below May support. That's around 3 pence. Above 3 pence, looking for 4.5 pence perhaps by the end of this month, maybe allowing for the end of next month. But that would be the first proper turnaround in the shares for a long time. And what's interesting, this is actually a bear trap gap reversal, so we gapped up today, and that is one of our more reliable signals, something that regular viewers of this video will know. Moving on to global petroleum, which I covered yesterday, and the shares up, well, they were up more than 100%. The initial target there was 0.13, and then we were looking for up to 0.2. I think that it's been delivered rather quickly, maybe more quickly than was expected. The V now is at an end of day close above the initial target there, 0.13, could give us up to 0.21 by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay above the 0.1 pence area, which was the resistance on the way down previously. Getech is next, and here the position is that we're looking for a continuation of the recovery attempt that we've had. Unfilled gap to the upside off the low, so it's another bear trap gap reversal, and we followed through on Friday's decent day, or the gap up day. That suggests that the initial target here around 3.15p should be hit by the end of this month, and actually, to be honest, we're looking for rather more than that. The only stumbling block may be the old June resistance at 2.6 pence, so maybe be cautious, you wait for an end of day close above that before assuming the stock will turn around fully. Getech is next, had a decent run back in the spring, and it looks like it's ready for another one. We've had a gap close buy signal today after an unfilled gap to the upside at the end of June. The initial target here now, after hitting the previous 17 pence target, is up to 23 pence, which we're looking for well before the end of this month. Oncimmune is next, and here the situation is that we've got potentially a U-shaped or even W-shaped reversal. The shares above the 50-day line there at 11.6 pence, and above that looking for the initial top of June falling trend channel, 15.6 pence by the end of this month. Best case, obviously, up to 20 pence by the end of next month, which is the 200-day moving average. But the key here is staying above recent resistance at 11.5 pence. Petro is next, and I know it's got its legions of fans, and here the key is that we stayed above that broken resistance line there from June. That's at 2.8 pence, and we're looking initially for the 200-day moving average at 3.4 pence. Ultimately, maybe over the next month or so, as high as 4.4 pence, but obviously the shares won't want to give the game away too quickly, so it's looking quite quiet at the moment. Stock which I don't think anybody looks at, but it's here today, is PHSC, and here we've got, if you look back, we've got a rising trend channel from back in 2018, the good old days. Top of the channel there, heading for 35 pence. So obviously this is a bit of a slow burner situation. Looking for that maybe by the end of September, while we're above the 200-day moving average at 22.5. On to Panthera, which is looking, I suppose, even though the shares haven't actually broken out, it looks more and more encouraging by the day. We've got a V-shaped bull flag, as I call it. And the more time we spend above 7 pence now, the greater the chance of a move up to 13 pence. And I am sort of suspecting that there will be a move, a sort of a sharp move one day. And those who are not in now will miss it. But RSI bounce at neutral 50 as well. That's a leading indicator on potential upside, as is the way that the shares remained above the 50 and 200-day lines, now both rising on the latest dip. So that would be, if we do get a quick move there, that would be a charting victory and a half. Sunda is next, and here decent news today. We've got a rising trend channel base. We've gapped off the low, which is one of our favorite things to do, and this is also a bear trap gap reversal. So a new low there below the July support for August, and then gapping up, and that suggests that we should be able to hit the top of that rising trend channel, 0.12, by the end of next month or even sooner. Ideally, obviously, we stay on the right side of the channel floor there at 0.06. Finally, we have Tower Resources, and here you can see that we've got a W-shaped reversal. We've got a nice little bull flag there resting above the W, the middle of the W there, 0.014, and above that looking for 0.022 by the end of this month or even sooner. It's helpful that the 50-day line is now rising well, which tends to be a decent indicator. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.